Hi everyone, welcome back to the Gallowgateshots YouTube channel and welcome back to the Football Manager Survivor Series. This is episode 5 of this series. If you don't know, this is the show where we have imported all of the fixtures, results, transfers, everything from real life that we can into the game of Football Manager up to, it was January 31st. And then we took over from Eddie Howe with the aim of seeing if we can lead Newcastle United to Premier League survival. In the last episode, if you didn't see it, I'll leave a link up in the cards and there'll also be links in the description below. We drew 2-2 with Brighton. Another late goal conceded. I don't know what's going on with those late goals, but I'm trying to fix that with a new formation. And we had a game against Chelsea, which was an absolute rollercoaster of a game. Had everything. We were 3-0 up. They pulled it back to 3-3. And then in the end, we did end up winning 4-3. Some really good performances. It was an absolute horrible game to manage in this game. I was expecting the game to absolutely do us over. And yeah, it all turned out okay. As we stand, and I'll jump into the game in just a second, we are still in 17th, but we are 5 points clear. That's 5 points clear of Watford, who now have a worse goal difference than we do and have played the same amount of games of us. Let me jump into the game and I'll show you. Okay, so we're in the game. As you can see, this is just the home screen. Like I said before, 17th in the league, 27 played, 27 points, which is quite nice. Obviously, I'd like that to be higher, but we are on the same amount of points as Everton and Villa, although Everton do have a game in hand. Below us, we've got Watford on 22 points, Burnley on 18 and Norwich on 18. Burnley have a few games on us, or a couple of games on us. We seem to be pretty safe as it is, but we do have some pretty tough games coming up and also a pretty hectic schedule. If I just hide the cups just for a moment. So we can see that coming up, we've got Tottenham, Palace, Wolves, Southampton. That's the rearranged game. Leicester, and then the rearranged game of Everton. When we started this, they didn't have dates, so it has given us those 2 dates. So we have a very congested April. We are also still in the FA Cup. So one of the things that I couldn't have done in the import was the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup results and fixtures. So if you remember from a couple of episodes back, we beat West Ham 3-1 in the 5th round, and we have Leicester in the quarterfinals at home. This will be the first game we look at today, and the last game that we'll do today will be the Spurs game away on the 3rd of April. One thing, when we did the import, it simulated the FA Cup games, and when it's done that, Bruno Guimaraes and Manquillo have exceeded the number of cards, so they have a suspension. But the nice thing is, because it's a cup game, I do have Jamal Lewis, so we'll probably whack him in at fullback and then bring in someone like Joe Linton or John Joe Shelvey. There is one more thing I wanted to talk about before we move on. There has been an update to Football Manager. Let me go back to the tactics actually, because the biggest thing with this, and if I bring up my original tactic, the one thing that they've done with this new update or fixed is inside forwards. They now cut in like they're supposed to, so they're on their stronger foot, which I didn't know that this was bugged, but apparently it didn't do that, which maybe explain why we didn't score too many goals when I was using this formation in the past. I may go back to this for some of the easier games, but for now, we're going to stick with a 4-3-3. Yeah, one of the other things that happened with the new update was Joe Linton got a huge update to make him a better central midfielder. They're actually matching his stats to how he's performing in real life. Unfortunately, we can't utilise that because you would need to start a new game. It doesn't apply to existing saves, unfortunately. And I didn't want to get the in-game editor and mess around with this because it just isn't right. Like, work with what you've got, right? So we'll do that. So moving on to the games today, we'll be playing the Leicester game in the FA Cup and then the Tottenham game in the Premier League. For the FA Cup, I am wanting to go for it a bit more. I do think that winning the FA Cup, based on other results in the league, you can sneak into Europe through the FA Cup. So I may give it a go. At the beginning of this, I wasn't paying much attention, but we beat West Brom 5-0. And then we beat West Ham 3-1. So now we've got Leicester. Let's see what happens. But yeah, let's just jump into the gameplay and I'll see you at kickoff on the Leicester game. Okay, so just going to show you quick the team selection for the Leicester game. I didn't realise there's actually a week's break between this and the Spurs game, so I'm not resting anyone. Everyone's on a light workload. Obviously, there's a risk of injury, but we're going for it. We're pretty much unchanged apart from the 2 suspensions I mentioned earlier. So we've got Dubravka in goal, Trippier, Shaw, Burn and Jamal Lewis, who, like I said, I can use because he can be used in the cups. In defence, got Isaac Hayden acting as the anchor in central defensive midfield, Joe Willock and John Joe Shelvey in centre midfield attack. I may change Shelvey to Joe Linton midway through the game. I don't know how Shelvey's going to fit in this role because it is a bit more of a forward playing attacking centre midfield. And then up front we've got St Maximum and Wilson in the advanced forwards, and then Wood just behind in that supporting role. So let's jump straight into kickoff. Okay, so straight into the kickoff for this FA Cup quarter-final game as Byrne passes it to Lewis. Lewis can make a little run and then Shelvey can go down. And yeah, cross the ball in quite nicely. I'm a little bit disappointed I can't use Lewis elsewhere because I did send out Emil Kraft on loan, but I used the squad that Eddie Howe picked. So yeah, it's a shame that because he does play quite well on this. Dubravka just hoofs that clear as Leicester seem to deal with that as well. Yeah, it could be a little bit scrappy this. Woods picked up the ball quite nicely. That's that cover and coming back where he comes back to actually win the ball. Lewis now has it, passes it to Shelvey. Shelvey to Willock. Willock is through and he plays it past Schmeichel. He's possibly offside. Guess what? It's another VAR decision. Let's take a look. Will it stand? Goal awarded. He was onside. This was a good little ball from Lewis to Shelvey. Picks him up quite nicely. Could have played to St Maximum who was asking for it. And then Shelvey just plays a lovely through ball to Willock. Down on the chest. Past Schmeichel. It's not even 10 minutes and it's 1-0. We're flying at the moment. This is great. And here's the little VAR decision. I think you'll find, yeah, he's a tatty field on. Lovely little finish from Willock. He plays well in this central midfield role. We have another highlight as Burns going to pass it to Shelvey. Burns going to cross it in. And Callum Wilson, no, Chris Wood with the header there. It's 2-0, 10 minutes gone. Yeah, this formation seems to be working quite nicely for us. Nice little play there as Burn crosses it in deep. And yeah, Wood gets over Ndidi and fires it home with his head. The corner came to nothing. Trippier has a throw-in. He now has the ball back. He's crossing it in deep. And is that an own goal? Yep. Timothy Castagne has put it into his own net after that cross. Let's have a look. So Trippier plays it to Hayden. Then Hayden plays it to Trippier, who was over his run. And Vardy didn't get close to him. And then, yeah, that reminds me of Declan Rice's header in real life for West Ham that led to Willock's goal. Just come off the back of his head. It's 3-0 with 20 minutes gone. As we have another highlight, Shelvey to Trippier. Trippier's going to take a shot. It's 4-0. Trippier from outside of the box. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. Another throw-in. It seems like Leicester need to really work on marking from their throw-ins. Shelvey just plays it along the box. Nobody marking Trippier. And he just slots it past Schmeichel. That's a finesse shot if ever I've seen one. He's holding in R1 there. We have another throw-in. Let's see if this can lead to a goal. Yeah, Evans clears that quite nicely. But Shaw's picked it up. He's going to run with it a little bit. He's going to stop and play that all the way back to Dubravka, who then plays it to Burn. Burn to Hayden. Hayden to Shelvey. Shelvey to Wood. Wood to Wilson. Can Wilson find Trippier who's made a run? Yes. And Trippier's going to get all the way down to the byline. Tackle came in, but he didn't deal with it. And then John Joe Shelvey has made it 5-0 with only 26 minutes gone. Is this going to turn into a cricket score? We're flying into the semi-finals here. Trippier just kind of leaves Justin for dust, and Shelvey unmarked in the middle there. They just cannot seem to deal with the double central midfielders attacking. I don't think they know what to do with them. They're not playing the best. It's 30 minutes gone. It's 5-0. Yeah. I really don't know how to respond to this because I would never expect this. Burn to Hayden. Hayden to Wood. Wood's going to play it. Trippier had run but missed it, but Willock can pick it up. Willock can run. The cross is dealt with by Tielemans, who would be a player I'd be looking to sign possibly in the future. As Trippier is going to take the corner, played it to the near post. I have changed the corner tactics as well, just so you know. Yeah, it wasn't great, so I've changed that. St Maximum with a shot. Hayden's picking it up and he blasted over the bar from way outside the box. I'm happy he's taking shots at that, at that range. We're 5-0 up. Trippier with a free kick. Wilson plays it back, and it's potentially a VAR decision. It could be 6-0. I think that was Fabian Schär. Goal awarded. Who was it? Yeah, Fabian Schär. Callum Wilson with a lovely cutback, and Schär on the volley past Schmeichel. It's 35 minutes gone and it's 6-0. I have no idea. I really have no idea. Lewis now crosses the ball to Wilson. Wilson has it deep, passes it to Wood. They just cannot deal with us in the middle of the box. I don't know. It's almost like they're playing with 10 men. It's ridiculous. St. Maximum now has the ball. Lewis picks it up. Lewis can run with it. Hayden picks up the loose ball. Back to Lewis. Back to Hayden. Hayden to Burn. Okay, half time has gone. I don't quite know what's happening here, but it's 6-0. We've had 12 shots and 50% of those have been goals. 6 shots on target, 100% conversion there, 58% possession and a 90% pass completion rate. Leicester they just haven't been able to deal with us. Like, we've just been bombarding their box and they just haven't been able to do anything. Yeah, they got an own goal, which was slightly unlucky, make it 2-0. But look at this XG. Like, Leicester didn't even stop playing till halfway through that half. Looking at this, I'll go to the dressing room and we'll get straight on to the second half. Okay, yeah, Leicester made a change for the second half as they kick us off. Trippier seems to have a little knock, and he has also tripped over Inacho. I have to keep an eye on Trippier, see how bad that is. I do have Dummett on the bench if I need to, and I can swap. I've got Manquillo as well. As Vardy gets through and passes it in, but Dubravka saves. Just look at some of these ratings. Kieran Trippier's on an 8.2, Shelby's on an 8.7. I was worried that Shelby wasn't going to perform in this role, but he's tucked to it like a duck to water. Lewis passes it to Shelby. Shelby to St. Maximum, who plays the first time. Ball to Wilson, who's through. It's 7-0. Schmeichel didn't have a chance there. One-on-one with Wilson. Look at this ball. So Shelby just plays it over to St. Maximum, who first time hits it, and Wilson just leaves his man, and then like Schmeichel had already dived before Wilson. Lewis to St. Maximum back to Shelby. Shelby's played in Wilson. Wilson's going to run down. Can he get the cross in? Willock there. Nearly made it 8-0. Trippier with the corner. Leicester making changes left, right and centre. Dan Burn with a header straight across the face of goal. I'm just going to quickly check on Trippier just before this highlight. Let's see what's going on. He's got a potential thigh injury. It is affecting him, so I am going to make a change. I think I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to put Matt Ritchie on there because I don't have anyone else to cover on the bench, but Matt Ritchie is coming in at fullback on the right. I don't want to risk Trippier any more than I need to, so he'll play this free kick and then Ritchie will come on. It's 7-0, so I'm quite happy with this and quite happy to play a player out of position for the next 20 minutes because we seem to be in cruise control here. Hayden to Willock to Trippier. Trippier's going to run with it. Let's hope he doesn't injure himself even more. Wilson passes it to Willock to Trippier. Trippier's going to lay off Hayden. Hayden's going to take a shot from miles out. Schmeichel had to save it. He's obviously going through a lot of bodies. And yeah, there's that substitution coming in. St. Maximum with the cross. It's a great save by Schmeichel. I think it's the only one he's actually made this game. 65 minutes gone. I hope Richie's going to be okay on this corner. Shelby with a free kick now. Shelby's going to... that was close, Schmeichel was just left standing. Okay, we're 80 minutes gone. I'm going to make a couple of more changes. I think John Joe Shelby had an absolute blinder of a game, but I am going to bring on Joe Linton just to share things up a little bit there because he is getting a bit tired. And I'm also going to take off Lewis and give Paul Dummett a little run out. 88 minutes gone. It's still 7-0. It's been a quiet second half by all accounts. Yep, there we go. That is full time.
We won, Get in.
Yeah, I'm absolutely shell-shocked. I mean, we only got one goal in the second half. I could be disappointed with that, but I'm going to be honest with you, no. I mean, look at these player ratings. Look at these numbers. We played out of our skin. Callum Wilson, who hasn't been performing at all for me, decides to play the game of his life, playing an 8.7. You got Dan Burn and Cher, 8.4 and 8 respectively. Dubravka's on an 8. Kieran Trippier was on an 8.5. He did pick up a knock, so I'll have to see how bad that is. Shelvey with an 8.7. He got man of the match. He got an assist and a goal. I mean, yeah, I was worried that the update may have affected my tactics in a bad way. Maybe it's affected it in a good way. We'll have to see with the next game. Stats for this: 21 shots, 11 on target. What we are on 56% possession and a 90% pass completion rate. But yeah, 7-0 at home, FA Cup quarter final. You can't ask for much more, really. We'll move on to the semis. We'll see who we get. Okay, update on the Trippier injury. He has got a pulled thigh muscle. He's out for 7 to 11 days. So that's him and Matty Targett both out. Although Matty Targett's due back in 6 days to 2 weeks from his injury. So that'll be good to get him back. We do have Manquillo back, obviously, so he can cover for Trippier in the next game if he's not fit by then, which I don't think he will be. There is an international break, but we'll see. Yeah, I think the next thing we'll see is the FA Cup draw, and then we'll move on to the Tottenham game. Okay, so just a couple of results that happened alongside to the FA Cup. Burnley have beaten Southampton 1-0, so that puts them now on 21 points with 26 played. And West Ham beat Tottenham, top end of the table, not really something for us to worry about. Yeah, we'll move on. Like I said, I think next we'll get the FA Cup draw. Okay, so FA Cup semi-final draw is about to take place. We have Man City, Arsenal and Crystal Palace, who we could potentially be facing. Let's see what happens. So, Crystal Palace will play Man City and Arsenal will play us. We get the home, although I think it's both at Wembley anyway, so I don't think it matters. And our Leicester game has been rearranged. They'll probably be happy with that, given the previous result that we've just had. Turns out we played Man City, Arsenal and then Leicester. Yeah, so that's going to make the end of the season pretty congested. But onwards and upwards, let's move on to the Spurs game. Okay, just a little update before the Tottenham game. Chris Wood has received Player of the Month. He's had 2 appearances and 4 goals in that time in the league. Obviously, we played some FA Cup. And St. Maximum came 3rd with 2 goals and 1 assist. Incidentally, St. Maximum did score for France as well in his debut, so that was nice. Also, the Sky Bet League 2 Young Player of the Month, Elliot Anderson got that. He's been doing quite well for Bristol out on loan. But yeah, nice little update. Chris Wood and St. Maximum getting 1st and 3rd in the Player of the Month award. So there's been some results in the Premier League, obviously on the Saturday before we play Tottenham. Villa have beaten Wolves 4-0. Wolves have 2 men sent off, but that puts Villa up to 15th. They've taken over Everton again. 28 games played, 30 points. We can still catch Villa. We'll match them on games if we win this next game, although it is against Tottenham. Norwich got beat 5-1 against Brighton. Tons of goals this week. You got Liverpool beating Watford 6-2, and then the other one that matters to us is Man City beat Burnley 3-2, with Burnley getting a man sent off. So as it stands, points have pretty much stayed the same. No one's gaining on us, really, although Burnley did gain us a little bit in the last week. But we go into this game safe still, but let's go on to that game and see what happens. Right then, here is the lineup for the Tottenham game. Went still using the 4-3-3 formation. Trippier's injury wasn't as bad and he's back after the international break. His sharpness is a little bit down because of missing that game, but I'm sure he'll be fine picking that up. Manquillo is also back in. He's served his suspension in the FA Cup. So is Bruno Guimaraes. So unfortunately, Shelvey had a great game last game, but I do have to drop him back down to the bench because Guimaraes, I think if Guimaraes is fit, you play him, right? So pretty much the same lineup as before. Dubravka in goal, Trippier, Shaw, Burn and Manquillo in defence with Hayden as the anchor. Bruno Guimaraes and Willock in central midfield on attack. And then we've got St. Maximum and Wilson as the advanced forwards and Chris Wood providing the support. Let's get into this game and let's see what happens. Okay, Tottenham get us underway. Yeah, another game that I think is quite important, but it's more just to get a gap away from the bottom 3. We are in a nice position here, so we could afford a lose or a draw. We are undefeated in 10 games, I believe it is now, so it will be sad to see that go as Tottenham do attack. Is that a penalty? That is a penalty. Looked very harsh. Is it going to go to VAR? I think Shaw tripped up Harry Kane there. They're going to check it. Penalty's been awarded. First minute of the game, Shaw gets a yellow card as well. It's a bit harsh. As Kane steps up to take this penalty, this could be a nightmare start. And Kane slots it home. It's 1-0 to Tottenham. 1 minute 40 gone. Yeah, they got a penalty. I mean, you can't really do much more about that. Galini plays it out. Tottenham get it. Kane passes it out, and it's 2-0. Heung-min Son has just slotted it home. Yeah, I think this run was going to end eventually. It is now 2-0. But it is only 5 minutes gone. We haven't even gotten started. We had our first shot there. As Manquillo picks up St. Maximum to Bruno. Bruno can run with it. He can also shoot. And I tell you what, that was nearly in. It goes out for a corner. Kieran Trippier can take the corner. And the keeper deals with it. Hayden's going to run for that. He's got Trippier free below there. Yeah, we'll pass it to Trippier. Trippier to Will. Is that a penalty? It's gone off for a goal kick. As Manquillo throws it to Trippier. Trippier to Hayden. Hayden plays it to Shaw. Back to Hayden. Hayden back to Shaw. Shaw to Byrne. Back to Hayden. That anchored as well to just kind of give the defender someone to pass to. Again, we are going the wrong way. Tottenham are pressing us here, but Trippier can run, but he gets tackled straight away. But Shaw deals with it. Back to Trippier. Now Willock has it. Wood. Wilson's played in Bruno. Bruno's 1-on-1 and Bruno slots it home. That is his second goal of the season. That was a lovely attack. Lovely little through ball there by, I believe, Callum Wilson. Let's watch it again. Trippier passes it to Willock. Willock to Wood. Wood to Wilson, who just sees the run from Bruno. And then Bruno's 1-on-1 with the keeper, and he's not missing that one. It's 2-1, 29 minutes gone. Can we make a comeback here? There's still plenty of game time to go. So let's see what happens. Tottenham have another corner. They're going to cross it in. It's going to be dealt with by Shaw straight away. St. Maximum is going to chase Winks for that, but he's never going to get there. And Son is played in, and Kane is totally free in the box. Slots it home. It's 3-1. I thought we were going to maybe have a little comeback there. Our defence aren't playing too well. Got Trippier and Cher playing bad. As Tottenham have another highlight. Winks plays it cross wide. He gets the ball back, but Bruno capitalises on that. Bruno can now run with the ball. Can he pass it? Winks does great to track back there and place that tackle. Yeah, not a great start. We got hit with a double pretty much in the first 5 minutes there. And then, yeah, the goal later on really didn't help. We did pull one back. Not doing too well here, but we'll go to the second half and hopefully we can pull something back here. Okay, second half kicks off with us to get the game underway. Callum Wilson picks up the ball. He's going to cross it in. Tell you what, that wasn't too far away there by Wood. Let's look at making a change, I think. Okay, so I've made two changes. I've swapped Wilson and Wood around, and then I brought Brian. I'm Brian. I'm Brian. I'm Brian. And so's my wife. Ryan Fraser's come in as the advanced forward, where Wilson was playing, and I got Wilson in that support role. I feel Wilson was going too wide to do anything, so we'll see how he fares here. I've also brought on Lascelles for Cher, because Cher was having a stinker of a game. It is 63 minutes gone. Let's see how this game ends. Dubravka hoofs the ball clear. Fraser's never going to get his head against that against Rodon, as Harry Kane now breaks in. Harry Kane shoots, but it's a great save by Dubravka. That's the problem with Tottenham. They've got Harry Kane. Like, in this, he'll score for fun if you let him, as Davinson Sanchez heads the ball in off the corner. It's 4-1. Have we come crashing down to earth after that? Those also highs that we were in. Possibly that's what's happened here. Not a great result. 4-1, 73 minutes gone. But we have picked up the ball, and Ryan Fraser scored. Is he offside? It's going to go to VAR. Let's take a look. I think he might be offside here. Let's have a little look. Yeah, goal disallowed. I thought so. We seem to just have three players stood behind their defence when St. Maximum... Oh, it was very close, wasn't it? Yeah, Dyer was nowhere near, but that's a shame. It would have been a nice consolation, if anything. However, Bruno has the ball. He's going to run with it. He's going to pass it to Trippier. Trippier to Manquillo. That shot is deflected. Fraser and then Willock. Yeah, I felt like Fraser had an open goal there. He was offside anyway. Well, we can't win them all. We can't expect to win them all. I was surprised we went as well as we did. That puts a bit of a dampener on this this run that we've had. But yeah, like I said, you cannot win them all. So there we have it. A 9-game unbeaten run comes to a crashing end against Tottenham. We got beat 4-1, but we didn't do too bad. I mean, if we look at the competition, look at the table, we're still in a healthy position, right? I mean, we're on 27 points, 5 points ahead of Watford, who have a game extra played than us, and we're 6 points ahead of Burnley, who have a game in hand on us. So, you know, we're safe as long as the results, you know, we keep picking up a couple of points. We are still safe, but this is far from over. I would like to have moved up in the table. It's been now 3 episodes, I think, that we've been in 17th. It's the end of episode 3, all of the last episode, and then this episode. Yeah, if we have a look at this, 17th. I mean, I'll take it. If the season ends and we're at 17th, I'll definitely take it. In the next episode, let's look at the schedule. Who have we got? We'll have the Palace and the Wolves game. So Crystal Palace and Wolves quite close together as well. Actually, so is the Palace game to this Tottenham game. But yeah, 2 home games, so we should have home advantage. Let's see if we can pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and get a win. Okay, so that is it for this episode. Our first defeat against Tottenham, 4-1. I wasn't expecting to get much from that game, to be fair. I didn't expect it to go that bad. Maybe that 4-3-3 formation wasn't the best to play there. But the Leicester game couldn't be happier. 7-0. Wow. But that undefeated run has unfortunately come to an end. Like I say, tune in next week, see what happens in the Palace and Wolves game. But that is it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks also very much for all the feedback we've been getting on this episode. It really does mean a lot. If you do like this content, please hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more on this channel to come. We've got the Almost Smiling Faces podcast. Obviously we've got the Extra Time podcast as well. You've got the My United, you've got Behind the Lines, post-match patter, match previews, as well as some special videos which will be members only to begin with. I think Chris has a call-in show with Ryan Fraser coming up where our members can actually get the opportunity to call in and chat with Ryan Fraser and ask him a couple of questions. To become a member, you can just sign up in the link down below in the YouTube channel. It's $2.99 a month or $4.99 a month, depending on how much you want to pay. It helps improve the quality of these videos. It helps improve the equipment that they have in the studio. It also gives you early access to some videos. So these Football Manager videos usually go up a day or 2 before they go live on our main YouTube channel. Same with all of the My United videos and some of the other ones as well. You also get access to that Telegram group. I know I keep going on about this every week, but it really is a great place. There's some really nice people, really like-minded people in there, fellow Geordies, all wanting the same thing, and that is the best for Newcastle United, and the banter's pretty good as well. So that about wraps it up. Thanks very much again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.